Sup nerds, here's my GraceNovamon deck profile. Starting off with our Tama here, surprisingly enough we are not running either Tama that actually came in EX5. This is actually the best one, the Gurimon from RB1. Effect once per turn, one of your effects places a Digivolution card under this Digimon, draw one. This gets us deeper into our deck and closer to our combo. I never missed the 1 cost reduction Evo. This is way better in my opinion. This combined with all of your searches, I ended up with 20 plus cards in my hand every single game, no matter how quick it was. Like, I constantly had a fat stack of cards in my hand. On to our rookies. Of course, we are running 4 Coronamon, Evos for 0 on top of our Tama. Starting your main phase, if you have a Tamer with the Light Fang or Nightclaw trait, gain 1 memory. Really good for just Evoing and raising, pushing out, gaining extra memory, give us access to more memory for our combos. The Inheritable, main once per turn by placing the top card of this Digimon with the Light Fang or Nightclaw trait as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, gain 2 memory. That effect right there is actually insane. That's what actually lets you combo and start getting access to most of your effects. This guy and the other rookie have the same Inheritable. Speak of the Devil, for Lunamon, this has a slightly different main phase effect. So starting your main phase by returning one of your Digimon to the hand, gain 2 memory. This is insane if you go first, hatch and raising, Evo, let's say Coronamon and raising, and then play this card out in the battle area. You promote, and then you can just bounce itself back to hand to gain 2 memory. And that'll give you access to this card, Evo, into your raising area the next turn, all kinds of stuff. You can also just recycle stuff, like you can recycle your level 4s if you hard played them. This is optional. Any effect that starts with buy implies that there's a cost. So anything with a cost is optional. So just something to keep in mind. You don't have to bounce itself if it's the only thing on the field. And the Inheritable, like I said, is the same exact as Coronamon. Really, really good effect. And then our last 2 rookies, I actually played 2 Solarmon at my locals, but I would highly recommend, if you want this to be as competitive as possible, to swap these out for Gatsumons. I didn't have a concern about people playing stuff by effects to where it was going to be that big of a deal. But if you are expecting people to play meta, definitely play the 2 Gatsumons over the Solarmons. My only concern was Death X, and obviously that stops Death X, and this guy doesn't. But this guy stops most meta decks currently right now. That is it. I'm just playing 10 rookies. On to our level 4s, which are arguably the best cards in the deck. Phyramon, 4 to hard play, relevant. On play / when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with a Light Fang trait and 1 card with a Nightclaw or a Galaxy trait among them to your hands, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Inheritable is your turn, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. This is incredible. So each one of these, I'll go ahead and just put out the other one. Lekismon, I guess. Same effect, except for it adds Nightclaw and then Light Fang or Galaxy, and the Inheritable is opponent's turn plus 2000 DP. So these guys add 1 of themselves and 1 of their other color, or GraceNovamon to hand. They are arguably the best cards in the deck. So what you're able to do is when you promote your rookie, you can Evo into one of these guys for 2. Search top 3 after drawing for Evo, and then trigger the rookie Inheritable, tuck itself underneath, and then Evo into a second level 4 and search even more. That is kind of a linchpin in the deck. You do actually need to see 2 level 4s to actually like combo. You don't need to see it to just function, but 2 level 4s to combo is actually the bare minimum. It can be 2 of the same color though, which is nice. And that is it. We were just playing 8 level 4s. On to our level 5s. We are playing a 4 Flareamon. Evos for 3 on top of blue or red. Also on top of Light Fang or Nightclaw trait for 3. When this Digimon would be played or Digivolved, if you have a Digimon with 3 or more Digivolution cards and a Light Fang, Nightclaw, or Galaxy trait, reduce the play or Digivolution cost by 2. That effect is insane. So, as I mentioned, if you Evo into one of these guys and tuck itself and then Evo into a second level 4, that immediately means if you have a Tom underneath, you have 4 sources. So you can then Evo into this guy and also the blue level 5 for 1 memory, or you can hard play these guys for 5 memory, which does come up. And then the other effect, on play / when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less. That's pretty cool. I use this to pop a Gazimon at one point, and you can pop Floodgates and like other small bodies. The fact that it's on play and when Digivolving is amazing though. And then the Inheritable is the same as all of the red Inheritables. is your turn plus 2000 DP. And then on to absolutely the best level 5, for GraceNovamon. Same situation as the evoing on with the red one. And then same situation, it reduces itself by 2 if you have 4 more sources with Nightclaw, Lightfang, or Galaxy trait. And then on play / when digivolving, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon can't suspend. That's insane. So obviously it means they can't attack, assuming it's not superior mode, I guess. But it also means they can't suspend by their effects. Like if you're playing against like a green player or something like that, can't suspend through any way. Really, really good. This was my favorite level 5 to see because this effect is insane. Like you can stun anything on their field. And I did that repeatedly. I actually stalled out a Digimon player that had me at 0 security for like 5 turns just because with this guy and the blue mega. Just insane effect. And then the inheritable is the same as all the blue inheritables, opponent's turn plus 2000 DP. But yeah, this is absolutely the best level 5 in the deck. That effect is insane. And then I'm just running 8 level 5s. On to our level 6s, we are running 4 Apollomon. It does Evo on top of all of our level 5s for 4 memory. When Digivolving Blitz, and then your turn, for every 3 cards on this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon gains security attack +1. It's pretty easy to give this guy +2 checks, so you can swing and usually be like 16-ish K, if not bigger, for 3 security checks. And then your turn, once per turn, when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, delete one of your opponent's Digimon DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. That effect is crazy. I regularly used his effect to just pop stuff on my opponent's field. Like you can basically blow up anything in the game as long as you remove a card from your opponent's security. Like I swung with a rookie sometimes just to trigger his effect and blow up my opponent's stuff. But insane effect. I really liked this guy. And then for Dianamon, also insane. Evos for 4 on top of all of our level 5s. Has blocker natively. When Digivolving / when attacking, once per turn, for each of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash any one Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then until the end of your opponent's turn, all of the Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't suspend. That's insane. You can just stun an entire board. Like if you strip all their sources and they're like level 6s or level 7s, you can just stun a whole board for your opponent's turn. Insane effect. Also, all turns once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon's Digivolution card is trashed, unsuspend this Digimon. So that's really cool. I actually swung twice with this guy multiple times, because if he is sitting on your field at the beginning of your turn, you can swing with him, trash sources, and then unsuspend, and then swing again, or just leave him standing so you can block on your opponent's turn. But this guy's also insane. Like, the blue level 5 and then both of these megas are just insane. Like, you never even need to GraceNova your opponent sometimes. Like, these effects alone are just crazy. And that is it. We're just running 8 level 6s. And then onto our big dogs. We are, of course, running 4 GraceNovamon. We do want to see it as early as possible. It evos a raw evos for 6 memory on top of any of our megas, but you can also DNA Digivolve using Apollo and Dianamon specifically. It has security attack +1 and blocker. And when Digivolving, when attacking, if DNA Digivolving, trash any 8 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then delete their Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. And then all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect by trashing 2 same level cards on this Digimon's Digivolution cards, prevent it from leaving. So it protects itself from literally anything. The only thing that you can use to get this off the field, if it has layers of protection, is De-Evo or Leviamon if he's the only thing in play. That's it. Anything else, he's protecting himself. Superior mode can't do anything. Chaos Deck can't do anything. Lonky can't do anything. Nothing happens. You just trash 2 sources and you're Gucci. Also, this first effect is not once per turn. So if you DNA on your turn, you can Evo, blow up something, and then swing security or whatever, and then blow up something else. Like, this guy is just crazy. And I did not regret playing 4. I GraceNova'd. I think the maximum I did in one game was 3. I GraceNova'd my opponent one time 3 times with the same stack. I just kept doing it. I kept tucking the GraceNova at the bottom of the stack and just evoing into GraceNova again and just blowing up their field. Crazy card. And then on to our Tamers. We are running 4 Ko and Sayo. Memory setter of the deck. On play / main. By suspending this Tamer and placing the top card of one of your Lightfang or Nightclaw trait Digimon as that Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand without paying the cost. This is the best Tamer in the deck. This is insane because you can Evo into one of your Megas, and if it doesn't pass turn, or if you used one of these to do it, you can then tap the other one if you have two of these out in play, and then Evo into the second Mega and have access to that effect. Like, this card is insane. I use this quite often. Like, whenever I got two of these out, it felt like the deck was unbeatable. And then we were, of course, running 4 Sayo and Co. as well, 3-cost Tamer. Your turn, when an effect places the top card of one of your Digimon, any Digimon's Digivolution cards, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. This is really cool when you have multiple of these out. You have access to like a whole bunch of extra memory that your opponent can't even see until you start doing your effects. And then start of your opponent's turn by playing 1 card with the same level as one of your Nightclaw or Lightfang trait Digimon from your Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand. At the end of the turn, return the Digimon played by this effect to the hand. So this is how you DNA into Grace Nova, like full combo. You can just DNA into Grace Nova if you have 2 Megas out, obviously, or just raw dog Evo into Grace Nova. But this is like the actual combo, is having this out at the beginning of your opponent's turn and then just DNAing at the start of their turn. This is still a really good Tamer, like getting the extra memory and just having the ability to do that combo is really cool, but I would much rather see this early than this card. And that is it. We're just running 8 Tamers. And then for our options, some of you may have seen this coming if you are familiar with my deck profiles. We are running 4 Heir of Dragons from BT4, 3-cost option main, triggered, draw 2, and then we are not playing any Greymon or Drummon cards, so ignore the rest of the effect. We are playing this because it's a guaranteed draw 2, and I wasn't really concerned about Floodgate rookies. The only one that really affects this deck, funny enough, is the memory blocking rookies. However, if you are concerned about those being in your meta, I would 100% replace this card with Fireball. I would just play 4 Fireballs in its place, because you do not want... The memory block can really slow down your combo, so you want to have access to being able to delete those guys basically at will. This is the first time I've ever run Heir of Dragons and recommended that if you do have an issue with Floodgates, you play this over it, because you don't always need the draw. Like, you still have access to a ton of draw and search power in this deck. So you could absolutely get away with just playing 4 Fireball instead of 4 Heir of Dragons. And now I'll demonstrate some of the combos for you guys. Alright, so let's say you went first and you just evoed in Raising and then played this Tamer. You promote on your next turn. You're at 3 memory minimum. You gain an extra memory, so you're at 4. You evo into either one of your level 4s for 2. Trigger its effect. Draw for evo, obviously, and then you search top 3 for 2 pieces. And then you can trigger the Coronamon effect. Tuck this. You'll gain 2 memory, and then you'll draw an extra card, so you're back at 4, and then you can evo into another level 4, go back to 2, search top 3 for 2 more cards, and now you can evo into one of these guys for 1 memory, so you're at 1, and if you wanted to, at this point, you could suspend this Tamer, tuck this underneath, and then evo into one of your other level 5s for 0 memory, so you're still at 1 memory here, and you can blow up something. This guy obviously stunned somebody. So now you have 6 sources here. Then you can evo into Apollomon for 4, put your opponent at 3, blitz at their security. You are, with this stack, 16,000 DP for 3 security checks. On the first check, if he does not die to an option, you will blow up one of your opponent's Digimon, assuming it's less than or equal to 16,000 DP, obviously. Alright, now let's say they don't deal with this guy. Like, let's say they promoted last turn, you blew it up, and then they have to restart in Raising. So you're starting your turn at 3 memory again. You can trigger this, tuck Apollomon, evo into Diana for free, strip sources if they have anything on the field, and also the effect triggers so nothing without sources can suspend until the end of their turn. And then, if you want, you can swing at their security. You're 16,000 DP, so you're probably going to survive, barring an option. Then you can play this guy, you'll go to 0, and then do whatever else you want to pass turn. Then beginning of their turn, you trigger this Tamer. You play Apollomon back out, and then you DNA into the boy, blow up their field, you come out unsuspended, and then you are a giant beefy blocker. Let's check our DP. We are currently 19,000 DP with blocker. We have multiple layers of protection. What are you going to do? This deck is absolutely insane. This is yet again another meme deck that they released in an EX set that actually is pretty good. Like, I think this deck is going to be slept on this format. The only thing this deck really loses to is removal on the Megas if you haven't gone into a Grace Nova yet, or itself. You can potentially, if you don't kill your opponent quick enough, assuming they're playing something like Security Control or Yellow Vaccine, you can literally just deck yourself out because you draw and search so many cards so quickly. But other than that, like, I think this deck is incredibly powerful. I am going to be posting gameplay for this deck, and once those videos go live, they will be in the pinned comment below, so check those out if you're interested. But if you guys have any questions or comments, anything like that, I'd be happy to answer them. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.